You're killing me. We get to night 2. We open up with an even better opening between Randy Orton and The Fiend, your favorite match in the entire show. What the fuck was this?
Okay.
Break it down for me, brother.
So, the match itself, I wouldn't say was horrible.
It wasn't.
I hate the fucking red light shit. That's just fucking... The finish will I don't really know. I don't really understand where they're going with this. It doesn't really make sense. Like, did Alexa just crawl in the box and just change and become this fucking demon queen bitch? Like, I love Alexa, and like, with the build up and everything that happened, it just didn't really make much sense at all. I just don't get it. I mean, like, the Fiend's unstoppable, but gets put down by an RKO, and then, I mean, does Alexa have the power? Like, I don't really get it. The Fiend's a fucking loser. What happened to him being burnt? Now he's fresh as a daisy again. A lot of unanswered questions, and then they ended the match, and then they just disappeared. So, definitely pissed me off. It sounded like they pissed the crowd off. They did their good job of muting it, but I mean, I don't know. I didn't see one positive thing about this match. It made no sense. Next night on Raw, they seemingly are going their own way. It doesn't make sense. It will be known as one of the worst opening matches in WrestleMania history, and it was fucking stupid.
It was just stupid. Again, I don't think the match was that bad. I thought it was fine for what it was. It wasn't nearly as bad as the 33 match between Wyatt and Orton. The result was really what bothered me. I think if Wyatt won, it would have been like, okay, fine, whatever, exactly what it needed to be. I didn't mind the match. The result was what was dumb, with Alexa distracting the Fiend and costing him the victory. Now, we found out on Raw the next night, Orton's done with them, as he probably should be. Alexa is done with Wyatt, and the Fiend is done with Alexa. There's going to be no follow-up there. I mean, I guess Alexa's on her own, and I can see the benefit of that, but I just think it's not a lose-lose, because Alexa benefits from being back on her own. And she's still doing the character. She's not going back to being the Alexa Bliss that she was a year ago. I'm totally okay with that, because I think Alexa is killing it with this character. But I think having it come at the expense of the Fiend is really dumb, because this guy can never win when it matters most. I saw Booker T say that, wins and losses don't matter with the Fiend. Tell that to the fans, because I feel like because of how often he's lost and the big losses he's endured, from the Rollins one initially. I mean, we're going back years now with Wyatt, but with the Fiend, specifically the Rollins loss, the Goldberg loss, holding the Universal Championship for a week last year, losing to Orton at TLC, losing to him again at WrestleMania. I think that's complete bullshit, because we're at a point now where people just don't care about the guy whatsoever.
Yeah, he's not Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, John Cena. He loses, it fucking matters. He's not that established, or hasn't had such a great career that people, like, no. He's not those guys. He's not Randy Orton. Like, he's had a decent career, but like we always say, he loses when it matters most. Yeah, and he's won his fair share of belts as well, but I feel like when the lights are the brightest, that's when he loses. So, I think that's a terrible statement by Booker T. I mean, I like Alexa. I think she'll be good with this character on her own. I mean, I don't want her spitting out blue goo anymore, or black goo. Like, I hope that shit's over with. I mean, she can be like a demon character, but I don't need her to be the fucking Undertaker now, disappearing and throwing fire and that shit. I'm all set with that, but it's interesting to see what happens. I just think the Fiend, it just seems every time they give him some momentum, they just fucking take it away, and that's basically been the story of Bray Wyatt's career. So we'll see what happens here. I think the grass is a lot greener for Alexa, though, than for Bray, unfortunately.
100%. I think Booker said that because of the character. It's like, oh, he's like this mythical character, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, was The Undertaker losing this much? I mean, when he first became The Undertaker, like, the answer is no, and he went undefeated at WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt has never won a formal match at WrestleMania aside from the Firefly Funhouse stuff last year. If you're not counting that, he's never won at WrestleMania. At least you could say the same thing about Sasha, who's lost more matches at Mania, but she's had better matches. She's been in the main event. I mean, she's helped elevate people. This guy's losing matches that he should not be fucking losing. I mean, that's the problem.